From getting slashed in the face to blocking a 100-mile-per-hour shot in the chest, NHL players truly do put it all on the line. Be prepared to be shocked as we relive these tragedies and find out just why these injuries are remembered as some of the worst in NHL history. First up, we got the Avs top scorer, Nathan MacKinnon. The game had just started. Less than 4 minutes into the game, the Avs were ready to start the game strong. Captain Landeskog chipped the puck back to the neutral zone. This should have been a simple breakout play. However, things went south real fast. As MacKinnon gets ready to tangle through the neutral zone, he catches a nasty hit from Taylor Hall, clipping him up high. The arena goes silent, even those in white and yellow holding their breath. MacKinnon lay on the ice, blood gushing out of his head and nose, staining the ice. Upon replay, we can see that it was a clean hit, but it was definitely a close one since that elbow did catch him pretty high up. Clean or dirty, we'll let you guys decide that in the comments. Next up, we got John Tavares, who got caught with a nasty slapper to the leg. In an intense game between the Leafs and the Knights, Rasmus Sandin sends an absolute bomb towards the net. But instead of going top shelf, it clocks the Leafs captain right in the back of the leg. If you've ever played ice hockey, you know exactly how much that hurts. He tried skating it off, but eventually realized that it wasn't possible. Tavares was forced to leave the game and did not end up returning. That's going to be one awkward locker room postgame. Speaking of trying to skate it off, Mika Zibanejad probably regrets trying to knock Panthers forward Riley Smith off the puck as he goes hard into the boards. The impact of his legs crashing into the boards can be heard echoing through the whole arena. Zibby tries getting up, but quickly realizes he can't. His goalie, Henrik Lundqvist, goes to check up on him as the referee blows the play dead. The replay shows Zibanejad getting his legs tangled between Smith's feet, causing him to go sliding hard into the end boards, feet first. The way his leg bends behind him is truly gruesome. Thankfully though, Zibby came back from that injury stronger and better and put up career highs. Viewers beware, if you get squeamish from seeing blood, you might want to skip this one. The date was November 8th, 2022. Edmonton vs. Tampa Bay. 4 minutes into the second, Myers body checks Evander Kane. Now the hit was totally clean, but what happened next nearly ended Evander Kane's career. As Patrick Maroon tries to skate to the puck, he accidentally skates right over Kane's bare wrist. Luckily for Kane, he rushed over to the bench right away and went straight to the medics. Phew, that was a close call. Penguins forward Marcus Pettersson decides to hit TJ Oshie with a bit of a greasy trip. TJ ain't letting this slide though. Immediately in the next play, Pettersson tries to receive a cross-ice pass, but TJ Oshie absolutely obliterates him.
To keep the Smith in after the first period has proved to be.
Now, this hit was definitely not clean, but I'm sure Pettersson learned a very valuable lesson here today. On the topic of dirty hits, we got one of the most controversial hits in recent years. Imagine this, Game 7, Round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Your team's up by the 3 with 10 minutes left in the game, and you already beginning to think about Round 2. Little did you know, everything was about to change. During the face-off, Sharks captain Joe Pavelski got caught with a cross-check and stumbled off balance. Just as he was about to catch his balance, he was violently shoved down to the ice by Cody Eakin. Immediately, you could tell something was wrong. Pavelski lay there motionless, blood dripping down from the sides of his helmet. The arena went silent as they prayed for their motionless captain. Pavelski was helped off the ice and he did not return. Now, here's where the story gets even more interesting. The Sharks managed to score 4 goals on the power play and eventually went on to win the game. They truly rallied together and played for their captain. Thankfully, Pavelski made a full recovery. Moving on to another truly gut-wrenching injury, it was the classic rivalry between the Habs and the Bruins. 20 seconds left in the second. However, what was about to happen was one of the scariest moments in hockey history. A young Max Pacioretty was battling against the boards with big man Zdeno Chara when he was body-checked straight into the sharp stanchion, separating the glass from the benches. His neck snapped backwards, and he lay there on the ice, unconscious and unresponsive as his head hit the ice. The arena was silent as both teams sat there contemplating what they had just witnessed. Both teams' medical staffs rushed onto the ice and immediately began to check vitals. Thankfully, Max was breathing. However, he had broken his neck. He was immediately rushed to the hospital and did not return the following season. This injury actually caused a rule change in the NHL. The NHL stadiums were amended to include rounded stanchions instead of sharp corners to avoid similar injuries in future seasons. Now, let's throw it back to 2010. Vancouver Canucks were aiming to make their playoff push. In an intense game with their rivals, the Chicago Blackhawks, Sami Salo blocked one of the worst shots in NHL history. With less than 1 second left in the first period, Duncan Keith hit a bombshell of a slapper towards Luongo. Unfortunately for Sammy, that shot redirected and hit him right in the moneymakers. He was later stretchered off and immediately rushed to the hospital. This block would earn Sammy the nickname Balls of Steel. Sami Salo, more like Sammy Solo. Next up, we got another gruesome injury caused by a slapper. Minnesota Wild forward Nick Bonino passes a bouncing puck to Matt Dumba, who absolutely sends that shit to the net. Unfortunately, he hits LA Kings defenseman Walker dead center in the side of the head. If it wasn't for his visor, Walker probably wouldn't be able to play another game again. He quickly rushes over to the bench, leaving a trail of blood behind him as a reminder of the importance of safety equipment in hockey. Walker is definitely going to reconsider blocking shots from now on out. Last but not least, we got a horrifying hit that nearly snapped Connor Murphy's leg in half. It all started from a simple dump and chase. Connor Murphy skated toward the boards to collect the puck in hopes of setting up a play in the offensive zone. All of a sudden, Parker Kelly comes flying in with a monster hit that sends Connor crumbling to the ice. Now, while this hit may seem dirty, if you take a closer look, you realize that at the last minute, Connor Murphy changed his posture, but it was too late as Kelly had already committed to the hit. Murphy lay there on the ice with his leg outstretched in an awkward position. He was quickly stretchered off the ice and did not return to the game. Now for an honorable mention. If you're a Leafs fan, you definitely felt your heart drop when you saw this hit. During a play, John Tavares got bulldozed by a Habs player. However, while he's falling to the ice, he gets smoked by a knee from Corey Perry straight to the face. He lay there nearly unconscious while the trainers tried to stretcher him off. He managed to even give the crowds a thumbs up as he was stretchered off the ice. What a trooper, man. As we look back on the 2022 NHL season and some of the earlier seasons, it's hard not to look away from the gruesome injuries that these players had to endure. From broken bones to blocked shots to near-fatal skate cuts, these NHL players have paid the ultimate price for their love of the game.